removal hearing for the Corpus Christi mayor enters its fourth day today. Few South Texas schools are receiving vouchers. And the Corpus Christi Regional Transportation Authority is shining a light on issues with human trafficking. This is South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Thank you for joining me on this Friday, August 7th. The removal hearing for Corpus Christi Mayor Paulette Guajardo enters its fourth day. Thursday's session lasted about 12 hours. District 1 Councilman Everett Roy took the stand to answer questions from the prosecution and defense.
A lot of things went wrong. Let me just say it that way.
During this particular vote in the process?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was messy. Some things went wrong.
Thank you.
That was Councilman Roy and attorney Doug Allison. Former Type B board president Leo Olivare also testified.
I'm going to go back to very clear statements made in November and December about why, or December and January, why we approved this item. And it was not in relation to the FEMA maps or the confusion over changes in rules. That was not what we approved.
The trial relates to a petition signed by Corpus Christi residents over alleged misconduct by Mayor Guajardo in 2024 when a hotel project received a $2 million tax incentive. Local, state, and federal investigations found no legal wrongdoing, but that is not needed, according to the city charter, to possibly have Guajardo removed from office. 25 News Now reports that large data center development is in the works near Boling. 6 additional Project Eagle data center buildings were filed with the state this week. According to those filings, the new facilities would add a total of 10 data center buildings with an estimated construction cost of $3 billion. The expansion comes one day after another filing was submitted for an auxiliary water building with an estimated cost of $2 million. No timeline for construction has been announced. The Texas State Comptroller's Office has released the latest school voucher program report ahead of the upcoming school year. In South Texas, the Valley has a little over 3,200 participants, Corpus Christi with a little over 1,400, and Victoria just over 1,000. Texas's recently passed school bill designates school vouchers as Texas Education Freedom Accounts and transfers $1 billion in taxpayer funds from public schools to private school vouchers at $10,000 each. So far, over 85,000 students across the state are using the program, with another 121,000 on a waiting list. Corpus Christi Regional Transportation Authority and other organizations are teaming up to fight the issue of human trafficking. KEDT's Lon Gonzalez reports.
Tackling the issue of human trafficking was the focal point of the 3rd annual CCRTA Human Trafficking Summit, with day 1 Thursday focusing on outlining on the importance of recognizing signs of human trafficking. The Corpus Christi Regional Transportation Authority taking charge of the summit, since statistics show that 81% of human trafficking utilizes public transportation. Various law enforcement groups are also present, getting more insight into the types of human trafficking, those being sex and labor trafficking situations. The first day of the summit focusing on the horrific testimony of a survivor, Destiny Rizzo Pena, a Baltimore, Maryland native who spoke about her experiences in the dark world of human sex trafficking.
A lot of traffickers, they want people that are weak or struggling. They want people that there are certain ways that they can do it. Homelessness, people strung out on drugs. They look for weaknesses and they prey on that. If you need money, if you're not financially stable, they prey on that.
In her extensive talk during the first day of the summit, Pena talked about how the public in general tend to look at people homeless or down and out, for example, and fail to look at factors that put them there.
Instead of looking at what they're doing to break the law, what about what got them there? Why are they doing that? Why are they breaking that law? What is it that they need? How can we help them become better?
These days, Pena is happily married, drug-free, and owns her own business. A far cry from where she was just a few years ago.
I no longer live that lifestyle, but I give back to the community. We do street outreach. We feed the homeless. We clothe the homeless. I talk to some of the very same people in the Corpus Christi environment that I used to get high with, and I offer them hope and empowerment. And I tell them that there is a way out and a better way and a better life, and they deserve it.
Day 2 of the CCRTA Human Trafficking Summit continues today. I'm Lon Gonzalez for KEDT News.
The State News and Appeals Court has rejected the state attorney general's attempt to stop the state fair of Texas from banning guns. KERA's Toluwani Osabamuo reports it's just the latest blow to Ken Paxton's lawsuit.
Paxton argues the city of Dallas is effectively acting through the state fair to ban guns, which he says is illegal for local governments to do. Dallas and the fair say the city had nothing to do with the gun ban, and the fair is allowed to ban guns from fairgrounds as a private nonprofit. The 15th Court of Appeals sided with Dallas and the fair for the second time in this case. The Texas Supreme Court rejected Paxton's emergency attempt to block the fair's gun ban in 2024, and a Dallas County District Judge sided with Dallas and the fair and dismissed the suit last year. I'm Toluwani Usibamalo in Dallas.
This week, the city of Canyon, south of Amarillo, enacted Stage 1 drought conditions, the latest among Texas Panhandle cities to increase drought levels in what experts worry will be a dry and dangerous month for the region. KTTZ's Brad Burt reports.
City officials are asking Canyon residents to limit, quote, non-essential water usage, like washing cars and filling pools. Many Panhandle communities have seen increased drought concerns from local government officials. Earlier this week, the town of Farwell entered Stage 3 severe drought conditions following increases in water demand. Despite scattered thunderstorms over the summer, much of the Panhandle remains in extreme or exceptional drought, according to the U.S. Drought Monitor. The dry conditions have already pushed additional resources from the state for firefighters in the wildfire-prone region. Between Wednesday and Thursday, area firefighters quickly contained a fire that burned about 400 acres west of Amarillo. I'm Brad Burt in Lubbock.
A Dallas data center company is facing lawsuits from 7 former employees who say they're owed compensation. KERA's Emmanuel Rivas reports the former employees are suing for more than $400 million.
7 former employees have sued Dallas-based Prime data centers over compensation they say they were promised. The Dallas County lawsuit alleges 3 former executives are owed more than $185 million under employment agreements tied to the company's growth. The employees claim company leaders later pressured employees to accept less favorable agreements after Prime's value climbed into the billions. Similar lawsuits are also pending in New York and California. I'm Emmanuel Rivas in Dallas.
And how do you know when to call it quits? For Stephen McGall, 30 years seemed like the right time. He's one of the co-founders of Scene Shop. It's a collective for writers and actors. They perform in Fort Worth. Saturday will be the group's final show. KERA's Marquita Fornoff sat in the audience for one of its last performances.
It's the opening night for Scene Shop's final production. As audience members file in, they hug old friends, then stop at the concession stand for a can of beer or some wine before settling into their seats. Cover band Willie Natra provides the music. 6 sketches are listed on the program. Some are serious and some are funny. One is about a son trying to write a eulogy for his alcoholic and gambling-addicted dad, and another is about a YouTube food critic who calls himself El Tacarino.
All right, good evening, and welcome to Scene Shop, our 30th show.
That's Stephen McGaw. He studied theater in college and later coached a high school improv group. At 37, he missed performing, but not the full slate of rehearsals that came with it. So he and his friends Les Hoffines and the late Elizabeth Sexton Morrison founded a group with a more casual setup. Instead of putting together a play, their shows included a handful of sketches from different writers.
Les likened it to the stage equivalent of seeing a band. Each song lasts 3, 4, 5 minutes, and if you don't like one, we'll just wait for the next one.
Hoffines and Sexton Morrison eventually dropped off as their careers and family lives got busy. There are usually about 10 or 12 people in the group. High school students, retirees, theater professionals, educators, and writers have all cycled through. It's a DIY community theater.
Since Maud died, they stopped putting mushrooms in the gravy. And Vivian doesn't carry the brand of rye bread that I like.
Well, you see, the world is going downhill faster every day.
Tyler Moore is 30, and he's written and performed with Scene Shop. But tonight, he's in the audience. He says the group created an outlet for people to deepen their creative lives.
It's eclectic and funny, but it also will tug on your heartstrings in certain places. So I feel like there's a little bit of something for everyone at Scene Shop, no matter what your background is or where you come from.
Moore is sad to see Scene Shop go, but supports McGaw's decision.
I don't think these people are really going anywhere. There's still people that will show up to performances or will still perform in the area. So the ties and connections are still there. So that aspect of it, I think, really helps it. It's bittersweet.
McGaw says he's mentally sharp as ever and plans to keep writing. But he's tired and he didn't want to be in charge anymore. A couple of people said they'd be open to carrying the torch, but he didn't want anyone to feel obligated to do it.
They're young, they're ambitious, they have other outlets. And so I just decided it was better just to let it end.
Here's how he describes his decision to the audience.
I want you to think about the theater troops in Fort Worth and Dallas over the last 20 years, that they go great guns for a while, and then they disappear. They disappear because people can't get along anymore, or because somebody gets a divorce, or because they run out of money, or somebody goes to prison. That's my speculation, and I'm entitled to it. And you never hear about them again. And I did not want that to be that way for us.
Instead, he wanted Scene Shop to go out with a proper goodbye. So he wrote one. I'm Marquita Fornoff in Fort Worth.
And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.